Yeah, 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning is just way too fucking early for this level of stupidity floating around on the internet. And it's my own fault because as I'm brewing my coffee, I open TikTok, just like, hey, what happened while I was sleeping? And one of the very first videos that pops up is this mushy noodle brain who's like, that's it, I'm throwing away all of my Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Oh, sweet pea, that's a pretty bold statement. You've just now discovered one of the most politically active brands in America is being politically active. And maybe it's because their two founders, two older Jewish men, were insulted by what Elon Musk did with his hand and the stupidity of a number of fucking Americans who are like, what's wrong with it? And they're all doing it on the internet. It's like the ice bucket challenge. It's bad enough to watch one person do it, but to have mostly white female pick-me hillbillies doing it over and over. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Because you're so fucking desperate for attention. But that's not why I was making this video. I was making this video because if you're just now discovering that Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield are socially aware, used their brand in support of undervalued groups, minorities, women's issues, children's issues, like what fucking rock have you been sleeping under? And never mind the abhorrent willful ignorance a person must have to Sieg Heil on the internet before millions of people in support of their beloved Elon and then be mad at Ben and Jerry's when they say they think it's wrong. I can't imagine how your two brain cells haven't eaten each other out of starvation by now. The fact that it is 8 o'clock and I've not even finished my first cup of coffee and you're forcing me to do research. I'm going to give you a short list, just a very small list of a couple of things that these founders and this company have done to support various communities and causes over the years. In 1992, they helped lobby Washington for the Children's Defense Fund. In 1999, they helped raise money for Childline, which is a kids counseling service in the UK. It's not just US causes, they're fucking global. In 2000, their company was sold to a big corporation. And at the time, based on the founders' social awareness and commitment, the new company put aside $5 million to help minority-owned businesses and help invest in poor communities. In 2004, they helped register voters for Rock the Vote. In 2005, they teamed up with Greenpeace to protest oil drilling in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. In 2011, they showed solidarity with the Occupy Wall Street protesters. In fact, went down there and handed out ice cream. In 2016, they decided to help fight systemic racism. Both were arrested in DC for participating in the Democracy Awakening protests. In 2020, their CEO, Matthew McCarthy, said that he takes their social mission seriously. And he wanted to continue to uphold the values that were genuinely felt by their founders. And when I said earlier that you've probably been supporting their causes and too fucking oblivious to even realize it, let's talk about the ice cream flavors. In 2015, they released Save Our Swirled, which is dedicated to climate change awareness. They also, that same year, renamed their chocolate chip cookie dough to celebrate the legalization of gay marriage. In 2018, they came out with a flavor called Pecan Resist, which is dedicated to resisting discriminatory policies of the first Trump administration. In 2019, it was Justice Remixed, which is dedicated to addressing racial inequality. And in 2020, their company made a very strong statement after the death of George Floyd, saying that silence is not an option and we must end white supremacy. Which brings us back to today. The day that some dipshit gets on the internet and goes, I'm throwing away all my Ben and Jerry's. Go for it, baby. At $5 a pint, you've already given so much money to their causes over the last 30 years. Fucking throw it away. Do it. I would give multiple $5 to watch you continue to make a dumbass out of yourself on the internet.